Hey guys, Ranjan here, bringing all the of commentary. This is going to be the third set between SK Telecom T1 and the Woongjin Stars. Man, oh man, oh man. Just damn excited to see this Pro League season coming in. This is going to be Fantasy up against Free. Apparently these guys have never faced off against each other before, because usually you see some information down there showing that, but overall apparently not. Fantasy, of course, the golden Terran egg of T1 the last last season, really. While Free has really fallen off. He used to be one of the 6 dragons, one of the best Protoss players around, but lately he really hasn't shown that stellar play that he used to have. And honestly, right that way, I gotta give Fantasy an advantage right off the bat just because of that. We're gonna see what he actually manages to make this a 3-0 sweep. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. This is going to be on match point, a 4-player map. Let's get colors and positions out of the way. At the lower left-hand, 7 o'clock, we're going to have the yellow Terran Fantasy. Means at the upper right-hand position at 1 o'clock, we're going to have the Protoss Free in green. This is match point. 4-player map right there. In PvT, it's 12-1 for Terran. So insanely Terran favored. It's a very interestingly made map. There's up and down ramps through the middle, so tank positioning there's a lot of places to put tanks and just shell the crap out of anything running your way, and that really gives Terran's advantage right off the bat. Let's see, that's Boxer. I'm not really quite sure who the other guy is. I think it's definitely a new recruit. I think it might be Mong. I'm not really quite sure. With some of the new guys I don't really know too well. Mong is one of the new kind of promising Terrans for T1. It might also be Bubble. If Bubble isn't in the B team, I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure Mong is in the A team. But right now we're just going to see what kind of opening builds that are going to be coming in. Let's go V6 3-0. Whee! Yeah, V6. That's some sort of a symbol for T1. I'm not really quite sure what it is. Fantasy, of course, known in his TVP play as especially in his TVT play as the Vulture Terrorist, because he really does a lot of damage. Actually, with the forward racks now, very standard for Terrans these days, just getting that forward racks, maybe even getting a Marine out there to possibly do some harassment and to act as a scout. But mostly after they just float the racks away to act as a spotter. Free more of a macro style guy. He's overall a pretty good player, but especially back in the day, he shined in his macro. I think his best result was the semifinals of a tournament that was in the Club Day MSL, where he lost to Bisu, I believe. Bisu eventually taking that tournament in the finals against Jangbi. Just not Pro being sent out. We're just going to see whether he sends it. Most likely going to send it lower left and up high. And unless he spots that racks, he might go up. No, okay, never mind. What was I talking about? Sending it actually cross positions. That's very interesting kind of psychic ability there by Free, sending that probe cross position, unless he decides to go to no. I thought he was maybe going to set it upper left-hand position, but he's actually going to run right inside Fantasy's base. Going to spot that there's no bunker there, so we're going to see whether he decides, something funky is going on. He's going to spot the factory coming up, so he knows that there's a forward racks and not a rush coming. He's at least going to try to harass that CV, not going to be able to manage to get the kill, but at least going to run on B. Overall annoying. Fantasy apparently thinking of going for that one fact into expansion. Didn't quite see whether he had any CVs on gas or not. Yet another guy with yet another sign. Free going for a quick expansion. Does have that gateway up, but he's going for a very quick expansion himself. His CV's actually being pulled off the line by Fantasy. We're going to see who actually decides to put on some early pressure with those Marines and actually put on a bunker. Free has no way to know this is coming. Of course, Fantasy decided to do this as soon as he saw the next expansion going up, but Fantasy very much a terrorist-style player, I suppose. Very much putting on pressure, keeping the other guy off guard, try to harass as much as possible, do these little things that annoy the other guy. This is kind of a little bit like what Pian did against Biso. The builds were a little different at the time. Also, he's not sacrificing as much and pulling the bunker off. I'm not quite sure if that's enough space to really hit that Nexus, but at the very least, he does have one Marine inside, another Marine being protected by SCVs that runs up. He's going to get one Marine surrounded almost, but Free's actually losing a lot of probes right off the bat, and Fan is actually going to be able to take this game, I think, just with what he has right now. Marines all in play, all the probes going down. Bunker is going to come up, And even if that bunker doesn't range the Nexus, they're still going to be able to macro around fairly well. Okay, the bunker does indeed range the Nexus. So 4 Marines inside of the bunker at this point, 3 or 4, and just going to be able to completely take it out. Free, not allowed to build up any sort of anything to really do anything. Yes, 1 Zealot on play. We only had 1 Gateway, and just going to slowly lose this Nexus. Almost losing a Probot just as it came out. And Fantasy, meanwhile, is just going to keep on building. Gets a Vulture there in play. There's a Cybernetics Scroll alongside 2 Gateways now for Free. He's going to at least be able to push that Vulture back, but not really going to be able to save this Nexus. He's going to have to do something miraculous to bring up back into this play. And I honestly think even if he somehow tries to do a timing attack, counter attack, just as Bisu did against Piano, I don't think he's going to be successful because Fantasy is a much higher level player than Piano, especially after having seen that game. He's going to know that he's going to need to get some force out there to make sure that doesn't happen. Pull off a slightly more defensive position. Just keep on this constant. Just now that he's done this constant pressure, not lax in defense. Cybernetics Core not spinning for Free, just adding in pylons, mining very little gas. So he's really in a horrible position. Just getting a few more goons. He lost that expansion. At least he's still in the game, but he's so far behind.